find safe people. So where do you start? That is, where do I find this? I want to do this process, but where do I start? So I encourage people to go to places where you have a higher chance of finding safe people. So usually that's not a bar, that's not a dating site. Where's your best chance of finding safe people? And this is where it gets tricky, because what you have to understand is even in these places that might have more safe people than other places have, there's still going to be unsafe people. It doesn't guarantee that all the people are safe. You still got to go through the vetting process. So here's some of the places you can find it. 12-step groups, or groups that understand trauma. Higher chance of finding some safe people. Church groups, higher chances of finding safe people, but there's still going to be lots of unsafe people. Service organizations where you can volunteer. So people that are concerned in helping others, go and volunteer. There's a higher chance of finding safe people. Then you have yoga groups, book clubs, nature clubs, hobby clubs, people that are kind of pursuing a healthy activity in their life. You have a higher chance of finding safe people. But again, be cautious, because there's still going to be unsafe people there. So once you go to these places, what I recommend next is just listen and watch. Watch people. Listen to what they say. Listen to them as they talk in different settings with different people. Begin to find out kind of what is the normal stuff coming out of their mouth. What are their typical behaviors? You're going to begin by just watching from a distance to see a lot of red flags, warning signs before you even make contact. That becomes an important thing. But then you're going to, with certain people, decide, I want to get to know this person better and make contact. So 2 things that you need to do. Number 1, you need to have prepared some appropriate stuff that you will share about yourself at a little deeper level to help them get to know you. And secondly, you need to have some appropriate questions that you can ask to help to get to know them at a deeper level. Now, having said that, you have to be aware of a couple dangers or tendencies that are unhealthy. Many people out of complex trauma, when they get to know somebody or want to make contact, they want to go too deep too fast. So they want to push to this deep feeling of intimacy, and it scares people away. Other people, they share way too much too soon. They share their whole life story and they've just met the person. They're not appropriate in how much they share and how deep they share. And then they ask too personal a question, not appropriate questions. They push for information too quickly from the other person. So ask questions that are appropriate with the level of the friendship. Push a little bit for more information to see if the person's comfortable to go there yet, feels safe enough to go there. But don't push too fast. I always counsel people, when you're making contact and you're starting to reveal a bit about yourself, ask a few questions, stop and listen to your gut. What is your gut telling you? Because it's often picking up the nonverbal stuff, the stuff you can sense but not see. Listen to your gut. Other thing is, if you have somebody in your life who's just very good at reading people, whether they're healthy or not, who's very discerning, objective, often you can get them to give you input on people, whether they see some huge red flags or not. The next thing that I say up front is that most people coming out of complex trauma, they tend to go into relationships based on old, unhealthy childhood dynamics. So they either fawn, people please right away, or they go in and they just start to posture, wear masks, etc. Go in saying, I am going to start with I'm an equal. So I'm going to let my needs be known. I'm going to set boundaries right away. And people go, oh, but then they might reject me. Well, then if they reject you, then you don't want them. You go in and you set the healthy dynamics right away. And if they respond to that, that's a real good indication that this might be a healthy person, a safe person. You take the lead in setting healthy dynamics and demanding that you be treated with respect and setting boundaries and expressing your needs. Now, this causes a lot of panic for people, especially if they're shy, because what you're doing is stepping out of your comfort zone and often triggering false guilt that you're being a narcissist, that you're being selfish. And it's going to create all kinds of negative emotions in you. And so you have to realize that I am stepping into an area that doesn't feel comfortable, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. I need to be willing to do this. I need to be willing to take initiative where I've never taken initiative before. I need to be willing to start conversations when I've always in the past waited for others to start conversations with me. I need to be willing to set boundaries when I've always in the past just followed others setting boundaries and I've adapted to their boundaries. No, I need to be willing to step out of my comfort zone, out of my shyness, and do what is best for me and take initiative and set boundaries. So it's going to feel very weird.